Have you ever just sat down and thought to yourself, is this it? I don't want this to be coming off like I'm ungrateful for my life, because obviously in this economy, if you got a job and you got someplace to live, you're doing pretty well compared to probably a lot of people. However, I don't know, there's just been a point in my life recently where I felt almost lost and I realized I want more and I didn't really understand more of what. Like, what more do I want? So, what I did is I kind of sat down with myself and just thought, if I was to be doing something over the next 20 years, what would that want to be in terms of my career and stuff? And I didn't come to the conclusion of what I'm doing now. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how I recently kind of realized I was just kind of comfortable with my job, but I no longer felt the feeling of being fulfilled, which is a feeling I'm sure many people probably have felt, you know? And I'm sure some of you have also felt. So if you don't really feel like you're living your life to the biggest potential or the most potential, you're not alone, okay? Because I'm also feeling like this. And for those of you that don't know, I'm a personal trainer, and I got into this profession for a couple of reasons, okay? First one is it was just something I was interested in, right? I hope that all of you guys are at least working a job you're somewhat interested in. Two, it was just something I was comfortable doing. Three, I wanted to help people, okay? That last point is going to be a big driver towards why I started feeling the way I was feeling. And two is definitely part of the problem, which I'll explain here in a second. Now, my first point is, you're interested in your job. And like I said, ideally you have a job that you have some interest in, or at least like you can find something that's kind of fun about it. Ideally, because on the bad days, if you enjoy your job or you're interested in your job at least, it'll make it a little bit easier to push through those times where you're really not having a good time. And it'll really kind of just make that job feel worth it, right? And now the second point I made about being comfortable, this is where the most of the conversation today is going to be taking place, right? And this is where I went wrong, or am even currently going wrong. If you didn't watch a previous video, I mentioned how my entire life, my parents kind of made sure I was comfortable, which I'm obviously very, very grateful for. But them doing this, making me feel so comfortable all the time, it didn't allow me to take responsibility or even work through adversity to be comfortable with the uncomfortable, which I preach to people all the time. If you're comfortable being uncomfortable, either in situations, working out, doing whatever, you will be so much better throughout life when you're stressed and when you come up with a problem. And when I was in school, I actually debated switching my major from kinesiology to something else and take a completely different career path. The main things that kind of stopped me though were, one, I would have had to do basically an entire new 3 to 4 years of university, and I was already in my third year. So that would have been a huge setback for me. Looking back, it really wouldn't have made too much of a difference, but again, that's what would have had to happen. And two, honestly, it was just kind of scary getting into something that I had never done before in my life. Exercise, working out, strength and conditioning, coaching. It's all things that throughout my entire life, I've done those. Either been on the receiving end of them, I've been coached, I've been told how to work out, or I've actually helped with training other people with coaches. Every single time I thought about changing my career or doing something that I was uncomfortable with, I would get that almost like butterfly anxious feeling. And I know all of you guys probably understand and know what that is, but really it's my body's, or your body's as well, defense mechanism when you're about to do something that is uncomfortable or your body is not wanting to do. Now, realistically, this is a very, very good thing because that's your body kind of warning you, hey, this might be dangerous. You probably shouldn't do this, because your entire body is designed to keep you alive. Your brain, everything, all your sensory organs, everything is designed so that you know if something's going wrong or if something could go wrong, your body starts sending out signals like to telling you to stop. And basically, it doesn't know the difference from changing career paths or you're literally about to die, depending on who you are. So when I would feel anxious and I would be feeling like, oh, I'm going to go into a different career, I would get that feeling of, oh my God, like almost like if I'm at the top of a cliff, right? That same butterfly feeling of, oh my goodness, I don't want to fall off this cliff. That is what I was feeling because I was safe where I was and I didn't really want to take that step and potentially risk slipping. Now, today, I'm not saying that I don't have that feeling anymore, but that feeling now is it's not the fear of the unknown. To an extent, it is, but it's more or less an imposter syndrome where I don't think I deserve to be in the role that I am, or I don't deserve to be doing the things that I'm being basically allowed to do at my job. I can do them very, very well. Just something in my brain sometimes thinks, are you really worth what these people are paying you, or are you worth this company keeping around? And I get in my head about these things, not because I'm obviously unable to do them. Just it's these thoughts of, man, it's scary to try to do the extra stuff sometimes because I don't know if it's going to work out, or I don't know if this, that, and the other. I just, the unsureness of the consequences is not my friend. It's not my brain's friend. It's never been my favorite thing. I'm trying to work on that. I'm trying to understand that just because you don't know the outcome of whatever is going to happen doesn't mean you don't try. Doesn't mean you don't, you know what, screw it, let's see what happens. And I'm trying to live my life more like that, which is the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing in terms of searching for a more fulfilling career. I'm taking on the Shia LaBeouf just do it mentality. Just do it, man. As long as you're as prepared as you possibly can and you know that you've put in the work and you understand what you're about to do and the role you're about to take on, just do it, because the best way to learn and to know you can do something is to try. And if you don't try, you'll never know if it's actually easier than you thought it was going to be or just as hard as you thought it was going to be. And the worst case scenario is you become better at that thing after you do it. And I understand the hardest part about trying something new is just going for it. And just at some point, you need to trust yourself that you will be able to handle exactly what you've been wanting to do for so long in this position. And now, after all of this, looking introspectively, right? And realizing that I really just chose my career path because it was comfortable. I mean, I was also just good enough at it that I could actually be decently successful. I didn't just choose it because it was comfortable, but I wasn't really good at it, you know? But I'm now at a point in my life where I don't know if I want to do this forever. I understand that there's some people in the same career as me that will do this until they're 60. And honestly, I applaud them. I wish them all the best because my goal is to feel how they feel. I want to find something that I know I can do and love and enjoy, even on the worst days, until I retire, right? For basically the rest of my life. But for myself, I can't just keep doing what I'm doing. I need more. Not more money, even though that's obviously great, but I need more purpose, more meaning, and more fulfillment in what I'm doing in my life. After going to point 1 and 2, I circled back to that third point, which was I just wanted to help people. I vividly remember saying that to someone actually, in quotations, I swear on my life, I just want to help people. And now I'm seeking out jobs and opportunities that will fulfill that part of me more than I am now. Because I don't hate my current job at all. I actually love it. But I need more, man. And I know I can do more. That's the thing. I made my very first video, or one of my first videos was, you have so much potential. And I know now that my potential is so much higher than what I'm doing right now. But I do not believe that I can get to where I want to be without that extra push and without taking that step on the edge to see if I can actually make that stride. It's going to sound kind of, I don't know, maybe weird or profound, but I want to leave my mark on this earth somewhere. And I want to be able to reach as many people as I can. So through YouTube or through my job or whatever it is, I want to find as many avenues as possible to be able to help the most amount of people as I can. I now encourage all of you who are watching this video who feel the exact same way that I am currently, to stop putting it off and to actually start changing now. The older you get, the harder it's going to be and the less motivation you will have to actually want to make that career change. You guys can do it. Okay, I believe in you. Stop waiting. Just really think about it. Think about why you're doing what you're doing and if there's a potential for doing more. If you're really happy with your current job, think about how, I don't know, potentially you could get either a raise or move into a role that is way more interesting to you, whether that be you're working on a project, but you actually want to be the one curating the projects, okay? How do you get to the point where you're curating it instead of just doing what someone else is telling you, right? So anyways, thank you guys so much again for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.